So, you know, I'm kind of doing a thing and it's really exciting. So, let's talk about it. Hello, folks. Phil Gallagher, aka Thrabenu, here for, I guess, a video about me. It's about legacy too, but this one's mostly about me, the human being. And it's time for me to go full time content creation mode. For those of you who don't know, I have kept a part time teaching job for the past 3 years as I have kind of ramped up my content creation practices and invested increasingly more time, effort, and energy into this channel. And that has meant that, every day I get up, I go, I teach 3 classes, eat lunch, do some meetings there, and then leave there somewhere between 12 and 12:30 depending on the day, and then come home and record a video, do my thumbloads, thumbnails, uploads, editing, respond to YouTube comments, get podcast notes and all that stuff ready. And as of June 1st, that is going to stop. It is official. I have put in my notice to my employer, and I am exiting teaching as of June 1st. That means that my teaching job, which was my secondary source of income, as well as the place that I was getting my healthcare and benefits, is now gone. So content creation is my thing now, which is very, very exciting and also a little bit scary. So things like my health insurance and dental and retirement and all that stuff are now going to become expenses rather than something that I'm going to be getting for free by working a very, very stressful teaching job, which I was admittedly very, very good at. This is something that I have wanted for a long time. This is something that was a pipe dream of mine in high school. I jokingly, on a career day, there was this big banner in the school cafeteria, and we were supposed to write what we wanted to be on it and then sign it. And I said that I either wanted to play video games or take over the world. Obviously a joke. Things like YouTubers and Twitch streaming, that wasn't a thing when I was, 15 or 14 or whatever that would have been. And now it is a reality as the nature of the internet has changed a lot since I was a kid. And I'm incredibly excited about this. It is absolutely scary. There is a lot to think about, but essentially, I'm just betting on myself here. I know that I can work hard. I know that I can make good content, and most importantly, I know that I can make better content and more content if I give it my full attention rather than half of my attention. And the world is a little bit of a scary place right now. I think I'm not going to get into it too much in this video because I'm trying to keep this video happy. But I am trying to be optimistic about the state of the world right now, and I am hopeful that things will kind of take an upswing over the next couple of years. And when that upswing happens, I would like to be a creator. And until that upswing happens, I would like to be there for you all as a little bit of comfort in this world. So in the remainder of this video, I'm going to outline a bunch of things that I am planning on doing, share some logistics with you all, and just kind of give you a preview of what's to come in this new Thrabenu world where I have like an extra 6 hours a day to invest into both real life stuff and the content that I make for you all. And I'm going to try not to be sappy and cry during this video, but if it happens, it happens, and men can cry, it's okay. So first, from a financial standpoint, let me just say that the vast majority of my income does directly come from you all. The support that you all give me through things like donation deck lists, Patreon subscriptions, YouTube memberships, all that stuff, that is what is allowing me to go full time. It is not making thousands upon thousands of dollars on YouTube ad revenue. Most of my money comes from you all directly coming up with deck lists to play on my channel and supporting me by throwing $5 my way each month. So thank you. It means a lot. And it means more to me than I can possibly convey in this video. For those of you who have, seen me in person at something like a meet and greet at one of the Magic Cons, I will often tear up a bit as like I tell people how important it is to me that I hear that you fall asleep to my videos every day or something like that. It means a lot. And I do want to shout out my primary sponsors, Moxfield and TOAmagic.com. Let's get them out from under my camera. They deserve better. They've treated me so well. I can tell you with certainty that I would not be confident in making this transition to full-time content creator status without their support. So when I plug TOA in every single one of my intros, I mean it. They have supported me well. And I play a Moxfield ad in every single one of my videos. I think I literally have 1,000 deck lists on Moxfield at this point. I use that website. You should use that website too. It fucking rules. I'm not making this section as, hey, I'm going full time. You need to pay me money so that I can do this. I'm just kind of letting you know logistically what all is going on here, like what goes into me being able to pay my mortgage and feed my cats and whatnot while I play Magic the Gathering for you all, which is a very blessed position to be in, if I'm being completely honest. And again, most of the money that I receive on this channel comes from you all doing donation deck lists via PayPal or some other long-term subscription thing. And for most people, that means either becoming a YouTube member or Patreon. And if you support me as a YouTube member, you do get early access to all of my videos. If you're just like, I don't really care about early access, I'm just going to watch it when it pops up on YouTube whenever, where can I push a button and give you $5 every month without having to think about it? That's what Patreon is for. Either becoming a YouTube member or supporting me on Patreon is going to give you access to my private Discord server, which is going to come up again later in this video as I'm going to expand things there moving forward. And if you want to do some business with me of some kind, please reach out. Here's my email. I check it very, very regularly. But a big part of going full-time content creator isn't just about the money. Like, we live in a capitalistic society, and it is necessary for me to have money so that I can, have things like healthcare, which aren't a basic human right, unfortunately. And so I have to make sure that I have enough money to support me and have a financially stable life for me and my girlfriend and my cats. But a big part of transitioning to being a full-time content creator is that I can be a slightly bigger part of more people's lives. There's 30,000 subscribers to this channel. That's 30,000 people who maybe have a parasocial relationship with me and like very much feel like they know me because I put myself out there every day and kind of conversationally vibe with you all as I try to play some cool deck lists. And for a lot of people, I am their lunch hour break at a stressful job. I am what they throw on as background noise while they watch dinner. I am their second monitor at work. I am what they fall asleep to after they've had a long day. And this means a lot to me. I say it a lot, but like that's why I make content, is to be there for people. I can be just a little spot of happiness in what might otherwise be a very, very bad day for you all. Your day might be crap, but you get, 40 minutes to an hour and a half of a Thrabenu video every weekday, and that gets to make it just a little bit better. And this is a message that I just responded to via Patreon. I'm not going to put the person's name up there. That doesn't really feel appropriate, but they are a long-term supporter of the channel. And this was a few lines of a message they sent me. And just, thank you for all that you make. It's part of almost every day of the week. Entertainment matters, especially now, and you do such good stuff while also being a good person and supporting such a wholesome community. And this is why I do it. Comments like that reaffirm that all the stress of being a content creator is well worth it. If you're looking for other smaller ways to support me, you can always throw a Twitch Prime sub my way. I am going to be exploring multi-streaming in the future. More on that in just a couple of minutes. I do have a limited amount of Thrabenu merch available through a Bonfire store. I believe that is linked on my website and in any video description. Into the AM is not a full sponsor on my end, although they regularly do throw clothing my end. I have an affiliate link and I get a kickback through them. That's available on my website and in any video where I explicitly talk about Into the AM. If you want to get if you want to get exclusive access to the supporter exclusive pre-show of my podcast, the Eternal Glory Podcast, you can also become a follower on YouTube Members for that, or on Patreon, and you get a bonus 30 minutes of the podcast every single week that is not publicly available. And if you find you want to get a little better at Magic the Gathering, I would also be happy to book a little bit of tutoring time, although maybe not before the end of the school year. Maybe once we get into the summer. I am a little bit busy right now. Again, though, if you're not in a great financial position right now because the world is on fire, I get it. Just watch the videos and just enjoy the videos and be eyeballs on the videos, and that is perfectly fine. For those of you that are doing well enough that you can kick me a couple of bucks every month, I will be doing some things to make that more worth your time than it already is. For anyone who is a YouTube member or a Discord member, you're going to start having a little bit more ability to influence what happens on the channel in a more direct way. And as I do things like start to stream, you might choose what deck list I play on the stream, or what video game that I stream. More on that in a minute. And I'm still in some planning phases here, so guess what? I will be reaching out to the people who are financially supporting me for suggestions about how I can make it more worthwhile for you to do that. So you should expect to start seeing some polls and things pop up on YouTube or via Discord in the coming months as I figure out what exactly this is going to look like and as I start exploring more options. And because you are supporting me, I want to make sure that I am supporting you, as silly as that sounds. I have fired up the stream on YouTube about 3 or 4 times in the last couple of weeks, and this was secretly the start of my experimentation of what does streaming on YouTube look like? What are the logistics I need to figure out? What are the settings that I need to change? And one of the most common things that I got while doing those streams was, "Oh my god, Phil, I caught a live stream. I didn't know you did live streams." Well, friend, I didn't do live streams, but as I transition into this role, that is going to be something that we can do a lot more and that I will have time for without just absolutely stressing myself out and burning the candle at both ends. And people were like legitimately excited to get to interact with me and talk with me. And I want to make sure that I make more opportunities for that to happen. I also want them to be scheduled. I don't necessarily want it to be like, I got half an hour, let's play a Slay the Spire run, let's boot up the stream for that. I want you to know, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, there's going to be a stream. Saturday, noon Eastern, there's going to be a stream. So we will work on getting that sort of stuff scheduled and formalized. This also means that without having to worry about substitute teachers and all that sort of stuff and a limited number of days off from work, I can plan to attend more in-person events. So I have started a personal calendar for myself of all of the events that I am planning on going to. And I have 11 events on my calendar already. So there will be more chances to see me in person, especially if you are, in the North Carolina drivable area. And I'd also like to do a little bit more charity work. I don't really like to talk about the charity work that I've done. It feels kind of dirty to me. It just feels kind of gross for me to sit there and brag and go, I've raised $60,000 for the trans community, split between the Trevor Project and Trans Lifeline. I don't want to brag about that sort of stuff. I just want to do it, be proud of the accomplishment that my community makes, and then move on. It feels weird to me to brag about raising money for charity when you aren't the person giving that money. The awesome community that you have built does. But more realistically, we as a community have done some great things. And I would like to do some more great things. And I don't know exactly what needs to be supported right now. There's a lot of folks that could use a helping hand in one field or another. But I would like to get back to doing a little bit of charity fundraising from time to time. And I'm not sure exactly what that looks like yet, but that is one thing that I would like to do that I just haven't had the time, effort, or just mental capacity to do while juggling my teaching job as well. And I'd like to get back to that because I have a decent sized audience, and some of you, as people who like Legacy, are relatively well off. And if I can show you a cool thing that you could support and help some people out, that'd be nifty. And I would like to see that. And if I can have some of my better off members of my community helping out some of my worse off members of my community, that probably would make the world a slightly better place. And if we can spread some warm and fuzzies while playing Rashad Ports or whatever, that'd be neat. And I would like that a lot. All right. How about a schedule now? How about some objective, like what are my plans? What are my timelines like? You're Legacy people. You probably like data and numbers, right? No, you just like making a lot of cat tokens? Yeah, whatever, that's fine too. So here is kind of my conceptual plan and a very, very rough timeline. I'm going to treat this as like I am a real person doing real things. I'm going to take however long it takes to do them right. But this is conceptually what I have mathed out. So as of June 1st, when I go full-time content creator, I'm going to spend about a month in a transition phase. And during this time, I'm going to build up a recording buffer. I want to have 2 weeks recorded out at any given time. That way, if there is some emergency, I don't know, like a hurricane, that would perhaps knock me out of power and internet for over a week, that I would be prepared for that. At any given time, I usually have about a week recorded ahead of time, plus or minus a couple of days, depending on how real life is going. I want to get that closer to 2 weeks and keep that there. And then I want to spend the rest of June getting together normal life stuff and doing normal life things that I have been putting off because I've been working 2 jobs for the last 3 years. And honestly, it's been longer than that, right? It's 3 years at full-time status, but I have been making a content push since 2019, since around the time of COVID. I'm just taking a moment here to reflect on how long ago that was now. Time is an illusion. Last few years have been a blur. Anyway, I have a sticky note on my computer that I keep with just things that I need to do. There's currently 23 things on them, and while each one of those things would not take very long each, it adds up and you keep adding things to that list. I would like to get that sticky note down to much closer to 0 things. I added 3 things while making the notes for this video today. And if I'm going to go full-time content creator, I want to make sure that I am taking care of my health better than I am now. I want to take some time to build better eating habits, build up a better gym routine, give myself a little bit of time to just recover from the burnout of working a few jobs, visit some family and friends I haven't seen in a while, all that sort of stuff. And then I'm going to use some of my time in June to really nail down how exactly I'm going to do multi-streaming. There's a few options here. If you're a content creator who's already doing multi-streaming and you want to talk, like, shoot me an email. I would love to have a sounding board and some advice from some people who are already doing this. And see if I need to do any other stuff with new technology, stream upgrades, microphone or visual upgrades, lighting upgrades, all that sort of stuff. As we transition into July, this is probably the point where you will start to see a bunch of new stuff on the channel. This is probably where you will see a ton of streaming things, and I might try a bunch of different stuff. Like, I know that strategy gaming content will probably be a slam dunk with my viewer base. I've done some Slay the Spire streams already. I streamed a game called Bloodlater already. And I have a bunch of other stuff that I think you all would enjoy watching. Darkest Dungeon, Brotato, Celeste, Hades 2. Regular Hades, why not? And I think you all would probably enjoy seeing some of that. But I can also do a return to Magic the Gathering streaming as well. And maybe we will use stream time to try out some things that normally I couldn't do on my channel for analytics reasons. So maybe we'll try some new formats, maybe we'll do some guest content, maybe I'll battle some viewers directly and they can show off their crazy brews. July is where you'll see a bunch of new stuff. As we start going to August and beyond, I will be attending Gen Con this year. I haven't booked hotels and flights and stuff, but that is on my to-do list, one of the many things there. I think it's probably time for me to redo the Thrabenu University website. It has been in its current form for years, and there's a bunch of incredibly outdated death and taxes information there that is probably so out of date that it is not helpful anymore. So I think I would like to restructure the website in a way where it is useful to the current people who are watching and interacting with my content. And, maybe tail end of August, I'll start evaluating how the streaming stuff is going. And if people are liking the streams and I'm getting some amount of money from it financially, I can potentially invest more resources into that. Or if it's not going well, maybe I pivot more time into just making more traditional YouTube videos for the week. I also have a secondary channel where I do Pathfinder and Starfinder content. I do that for the love of it. It's very fun to me, and it gives me a chance to interact with that community and honestly just kind of give something back to that community. Paizo, the company that makes Pathfinder 2e and Starfinder 2e, just puts all of their materials online for free on a website called Archives of Nethys. And that means that a bunch of people who play those games don't necessarily pay money to do it. They just, do it for the love of the game, despite the fact that we exist under capitalism, which rules. And so my YouTube channel that I make there is kind of my way of giving a little bit back to Paizo and that community, since that community is so awesome. And currently I do one video a week over on that channel every Friday. And in the short term, it is my plan to keep doing one video a week there, unless it's something like new content time and a new book drops, in which case I will probably do a little bit more and just release content immediately when I have access to that new stuff. And when that channel gets a little bit bigger, I'm going to start thinking about whether or not it is worth it to go up to 2 videos a week on that channel. And if I get something like a sponsor for that channel at some point, which is something I'm going to be actively seeking out at Gen Con this year, then maybe we can think about putting some more time there. Again, this is all very much a broad strokes timeline. This is what I am thinking about doing. This is the order that I think I'm going to do it in. And the reality of the situation may be that I do some of these things way faster and other of these things much slower, but this is kind of where my head's at. So let's cap this off by announcing something else kind of cool. In a couple of weeks, I will be at MagicCon Vegas, where I will have a meet and greet. I have a scheduled meet and greet with my podcast co-host Bashin Roll on Saturday, May 2nd from 10:30 a.m. to noon. Now, full disclosure, Brian has qualified for the Pro Tour and has a Pro Tour scheduled at the same time, unfortunately. So Brian will only be there if he absolutely scrubs out of the Pro Tour on day one. So I have my fingers crossed that my co-host will miss this meet and greet, but you will be able to come and see at least me, maybe Brian as well. And at this meet and greet, I will be doing a couple of things. As always, I will be giving away some stuff. I will have some cool tokens and stickers for you all. But in addition to this, I will be setting up a QR code for this event. If you come see me in person, you're going to be able to take a picture of this QR code and it'll send you to a Google form or something where you will have a chance to give me some feedback on the direction of the channel moving forward. This is something that I will later on send to my Discord folks and YouTube members, and they will have a chance to complete it as well. But the people who come see me in person in Vegas are going to have a chance to talk to me about all of this stuff first and kind of give the first set of feedback here. And so I am very, very excited for the second half of 2026. I am hoping that this is going to be the best year for my channel ever. And I'm excited for everything that is to come for the future of Legacy. And wait, hold on. How did this get in here? What is this? Well, folks, buckle up. Legacy is probably going to become very exciting moving forward. And we're going to have a lot of very fun and interesting things to be testing moving forward in Legacy. The videos are going to get exciting. I am excited for what is to come with Strixhaven. I'm excited for what is to come for my future as a content creator. I'm going to look forward to meeting many of you in Vegas, interacting with more of you via the stream in the future. And folks, I hope you have a great day. I really, really and truly do. This was a video that was kind of hard to record. It is a very emotional thing to go, I am quitting my nice, stable teaching job that I have been working at for 15 years or whatever, and transitioning to playing video games and card games for a living. But here I am. So, have a great day. Have a great day. Have a great year. And I look forward to seeing you again, hopefully many times. See ya!